This is from Power to the People. It says, breaking. In a win for Luigi Mangione, the judge rules the cops conducted an illegal search and seizure violating Luigi's Fourth Amendment rights since they didn't have a search warrant. All items found in Luigi's backpack at the Pennsylvania McDonald's will not be allowed in trial. The judge is allowing the gun to be used at trial since cops claim they didn't find the gun until they got back to the police station. Seems a little sketch. It was in the backpack, wasn't it? Am I wrong? I don't know. This has always been, unless it was on him or something, this has always been the most suspicious part of the case because how did the cops miss the gun at McDonald's? The cops could have easily planted the gun in Luigi's backpack on their way to the station, which is what Luigi's lawyers should argue. Let's go ahead and watch this video. Let's see what's going on here in our daily dose of free Luigi segments.
We're all on the same page here. What is in and what is out?
Yeah, we have more clarification now on what is in and what is out. What is out, what the jury will not learn about, the bullet magazine. That's the magazine that full of bullets that Officer Christy Wasser found wrapped in wet underwear, because that was found in the backpack at McDonald's. The backpack was 9 feet away at another table, placed there by a police officer. Therefore, Judge Carroll found that was not in the control of Mangione, and that was an illegal search because there was no search.
Yeah, it could have been planted. There could have been stuff planted in it. I agree with that.
Search warrant at that time for that backpack. The cell phone that he had, his passport, his wallet, and a computer chip that Christy Wasser, police officer Wasser, found at the McDonald's. She then takes the backpack an 11-minute or so ride to the police station. He's arrested. They start going through the backpack. She finds the gun.
Illegal search since they didn't have a search warrant. Yeah, they didn't have a search warrant for the backpack, I guess. So they had to, if they wanted to go through it, I think they would have had to wait until they got a judge's approval. If that's how that works. I'm not a law expert, so I don't know all of the details, but
she finds a diary. That will be allowed in. The red diary will be allowed in, and the weapon will be allowed in. The judge in his ruling points out that the diary was opened, that police officers, for inventory purposes, photographed every page of the diary as they took that in. So
I still don't understand how they don't still need a search warrant to go through it even after they've arrested him. Like, I thought that they would. Am I wrong? Like, I don't understand why some of the stuff is being allowed in but the other stuff isn't. Shouldn't they have had to wait for a search warrant for any of it? I don't know.
Obviously, the judge has ruled that that was a legal search at the police station, which include those items. So that's why we're basically saying, I think Jonathan Turley is right. It's kind of a half victory, half win. Something's out, but most importantly,
it depends whose perspective you're taking. I think when Fox News says it's a half win, I think they're saying because they got to keep the gun and notes or whatever in their, like, as a part of the trial. I would say that's the half lose portion of it. The half win is that they illegally searched his stuff and therefore they are not allowed to use it in court. Look, I've said it before. I do not condone adventurism. Okay, what Luigi did, I do not condone it, or may have done, allegedly has done. I do not condone it. However, I do understand it. And I don't like living in a fantasy world where we have to pretend that humans don't have human emotions and act on those human emotions, and that somehow, like, you can just keep oppressing people forever and they won't act out in vigilante ways in the future. I don't like pretending like that, because I don't know. It's one of those, like, one of those things I don't understand in the world is that we have to, like, pretend like the human condition isn't what it is, and that people don't reach a breaking point where they have to, where they feel like they have to violently resist in whatever way, shape, or form they can. Like, so yeah. Anyway,
kind of a half victory, half win. Something's out, but most importantly, it appears now that the diary will be allowed in, and the weapon, the 9mm gun that police say was used to kill Brian Thompson.
Okay, well there you go. The case should be, I think, a little bit easier now. The gun is probably still like, I don't know why. I don't know why they could use that still, but I would say, let's see. Power to the People says the cops could have easily planted the gun in Luigi's backpack on their way to the station. That is true. I don't know if this is normal chain of custody, but if they didn't have the warrant to, like, maybe they could take it with them, but they weren't. They shouldn't have been able to, in my opinion, open it or look inside of it until they had a search warrant for it.